Welcome to Musical Poetry. I'm your host, Michael Appelt. This Labor Day weekend, we turn to a poem about work, poverty, exhaustion, and human dignity. Depending on what your podcast app supports, this episode may also be available as a video version with atmospheric visuals and English and German subtitles to accompany the song. The poem behind today's song is The Song of the Shirt by Thomas Hood, first published in 1843. It is not about a disaster that happens in one sudden moment. It is about a slower disaster, the kind that happens stitch by stitch, hour by hour, when a human life is worn down by endless work. At the center of the poem is a woman sewing shirts in poverty. Her room is bare, her body is tired, her tears have almost run dry, and yet she keeps working. Hood's poem became one of the great poetic protests against exploitation. It reminds us that behind every cheap product, every invisible worker, every exhausted pair of hands, there may be a story the comfortable world refuses to hear. Today, many workers enjoy rights that were successfully fought for over generations: fairer hours, safer workplaces, paid holidays, protections against exploitation. But these rights are once again under pressure. Ultra-capitalistic practices still try to squeeze more output from fewer people, and the new dream of capitalism is not only to control the worker, but to replace the worker with artificial intelligence, automation, and robots. That is why this old poem still speaks. It asks us to look at the human being behind the labor before that human being is ignored, exhausted, or made unnecessary. For this episode, I have adapted the poem into a modern song with a solemn South African Afro-soul protest style. The arrangement gives the poem a communal voice, not just one woman suffering alone, but a whole community carrying her sorrow with her. The repeated words work, work, work become more than a line. They become a chant, a lament, a warning. Today we listen not only to a poem from the past, but to a question that still belongs to the present. What is the true cost of work when the worker is slowly broken or replaced? This is the Song of the Shirt.
With fingers weary, worn and red, she bends above the needle thread. The room is cold, the roof is thin, the dark lies heavy on her skin. Stitch by stitch she disappears, counting hunger, counting years. No one hears her, no one sees, only cloth upon her knees. Work, 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 till the candle gutters low. Work, 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 till there are no tears to flow. It is not linen wearing thin, it is the life beneath the skin. Work, 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 she sews a shirt, she sews a shroud. She sews a shroud. A crust of bread, a broken chair, her shadow keeps her company there. The walls are bare, the floor is stone, and still she sings there all alone. Seam and gusset, band and seam, she falls asleep inside a dream. Buttons blur before her eyes, another stitch, another sigh. Work, 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 till the candle gutters low. Work, 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 till there are no tears to flow. It is not linen wearing thin, it is the life beneath the skin. Work, 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 she sews a shirt, she sews a shroud. Oh, men with mothers, sisters, wives, do you know the cost of lives? Do you hear the needle cry? Do you see the worker die? Oh, for one short hour to breathe, grass below and sky above. Not for leisure, not for love, only time enough to grieve. Work, 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 till the candle gutters low. Work, 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 till there are no tears to flow. It is not linen wearing thin, it is the life beneath the skin. Work, 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 she sews a shirt, she sews a shroud. Stitch, 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 in poverty, hunger and dirt. Would that her voice could reach the rich. This song, the song of the shirt.
You have been listening to Musical Poetry. I'm your host, Michael Appelt. Today's song was adapted from The Song of the Shirt by Thomas Hood, a poem that still reminds us that work is never just work when a human life is being spent behind it. In this South African-inspired version, the voice of one exhausted woman becomes something larger, a communal lament, a chant for every worker who has been ignored, used, broken, or replaced. And perhaps that is the question Labor Day should leave with us. Do we build a world where work serves human life, or a world where human life is consumed by work? If this episode moved you, please follow Musical Poetry, share it with someone who still believes that art can speak for the forgotten, and, if your app supports it, watch the video version with atmospheric visuals and English and German subtitles. Thank you for listening, and remember, where words fail, poetry still speaks.